Yeah, I might go on a rant here. So let's do this. I was just talking to Jody, my man, is here. We're live. And we're talking about this article about how the Kazakh American community slams Borat 2, demanding an apology. Why is our nation fair game for public ridicule? And it's a fair question. At the same time, I feel like Borat 2, without spoiling, because Jody hasn't seen 2, he saw part 1. 2 definitely tries to right the wrongs in a way. He definitely comes back knowing it's 2020 and he has to sort of upgrade the character, which he does by the end a little bit. That didn't bother me. He still is making it a parody. But the premise of Borat 2, for those who haven't seen it, is they know who Borat is. And so because everybody knows who Borat is, he has to go undercover as other characters to try to do a new plot, to basically help Kazakhstan not be stupid. Because he was so successful in the first movie, yes, he became a celebrity, but in doing so, he made Kazakhstan hated him, and he made their country look crazy. So in part 2, he's sort of been punished, and they bring him back to do a new assignment to help find Donald Trump and give him a prize to sort of help the standing of Kazakhstan, is what the premise is, which is a clever way to do it. And so a lot of the movie is Borat undercover as other people, and that's how they sort of justify it. But this idea of the Kazakh American Association slamming Sacha Baron Cohen's sequel for what it deems as a racist depiction of Kazakhs. The group is also questioning Amazon Prime's support of the film. They said that could incite violence against a highly vulnerable, unrepresented minority ethnic group. Sacha Baron Cohen's crew whitewashes our ethnicity and therefore makes it okay to make fun of us. It would be completely politically incorrect if they were Asian or black. It says Gokor, a Los Angeles-based Kazakh native who is the founder and the CEO of the Hollywood Film Academy, an October 20th collective nonprofit dedicated to preserving and promoting Kazakh heritage, requested that the film be canceled. That document is addressed to senior executives. The letter states that the first Borat, in which British comedian Byron Cohen debuted as a Kazakh journalist, saw members of the Kazakh community subjected to ethnic-based humiliation, and the Kazakh children were bullied at school. Kazakhstan, a predominantly Muslim nation, is a Central Asian country that shares a border with Russia in the north, and China to the east, and Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan to the south. Considering today's social-aware political climate, why is a racist film which openly berates, bullies, and traumatizes a nation of compromised people of color an acceptable form of entertainment that meets Amazon's ethical values? Why is our small nation fair game for public ridicule? In this film, a white person adorns a Kazakh persona and then culturally appropriates and belittles everything we stand for, we Kazakhs are a small nation, but it does not mean that we are allowed to be targets for racism. Mr. Cohen states that his primary target is Trump and racist Americans. If this was the case, he would have created a fake country as he did in the film The Dictator. However, Mr. Cohen chose to openly bully, humiliate, and dehumanize an actual nation. It was set in Kazakhstan but filmed in Romania. The language in the film is actually a mixture of Hebrew as well as Polish and Bulgarian. So look, this is an interesting thing because they're right, right? They're right because in today's politically, climate, it is weird for someone who's like such a social justice warrior as Sacha Baron Cohen, which let's be honest, he is, right? For him to sort of continue to come out and not realize that Borat, the character, was offensive. It's just like Apu in The Simpsons was offensive to people. It's the same problem. It's weird that he sort of is like, oh, no, it's fine because I'm an idiot. I'm a racist. But no, he's totally making fun of Kazakhstan as a place and totally, to me, totally humiliates it way worse than Apu ever did on The Simpsons. So it's very interesting to me that Sacha Baron Cohen can just get away with it and just say, no, because I'm anti-Trump, I can be racist. Which is funny because he's calling Trump racist. The hypocrisy here of Sacha Baron Cohen, not just creating a fake sort of call it Kazakhstan or whatever and just do a hybrid of all of them. That way he would have been in the clear. It's weird he chose a real place. Do you disagree? What do you think of this?
I disagree because the Americans are known as lazy fat people. Like around the world, you go, you American lazy, don't want to work, you're fat, obesity. We have there's bad stigmas about every country. Now, we're blurring the line between Borat and Sacha Baron Cohen. Is Borat not the character? Is this not art? Isn't it protected by the same type of what we call parody, or in the interest of comedy that Life or any other type of comedic film is?
Well,
I feel like
here's what he does. He makes someone I saw Paul like he's a Jew and he makes fun of Jews in it. That's true. But what's the Kazakhstan stereotype? You know, if you were going to make fun of Jews and you do the money type of thing, which isn't fair, but it is right. It's a stereotype that mocks Jews that he makes fun of in the
Jewish
movie.
People embrace that stereotype.
But he does that joke in the movie. But what's the Kazakhstan joke? That's the same thing to me. Like he literally just we sleep with our sisters. We don't like that. Like it's really kind of terrible, and it's a real country that he doesn't really offer any. Like these aren't just stereotypes. These are like demeaning, humiliating accusations of just sort of
from a character in a film.
No, but look, I'm all for parody and freedom of expression. My problem is it's hypocrisy. Sacha Baron Cohen is someone who's like all like trying to be fair but. What is the parody of Kazakhstan? I don't understand it.
He's taking out the worst evil in his mind, right? I'm willing to.
Yeah, but why Kazakhstan? Kazakhstan is a small nation of people who aren't anything like him in the movie. But now the problem I don't know. The problem he's creating is that anybody who thinks Kazakhstan thinks Borat. And thinks, oh yeah, they sleep with their wives and my wife, and they're sexist and awful people and racist. And the reality is like that's
part of the game.
That's not what Kazakhstans are. You know what I mean? Like so Kazakhs are, which is what the thing here is. Like normally I would be very anti, like, oh come on, it's a joke, like get on.
Yeah,
but the reality is like I don't know what other thing to compare Kazakhs to other than Borat,
Simpsons
which does create a problem.
Simpsons has destroyed Arby's. Family Guy has destroyed so many different states,
right? But often with truths, right? Like it's South Park making fun of Chipotle and saying, "Oh, it's going to give you the craps." That's true.
Assumption. Family Guy uses a lot of assumption and what ifs, and so did Simpsons. It's not proven true. Some of it comes true, but it wasn't proven true when they say it. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they just, they called out. Family Guy called out Bruce Jenner for being Caitlyn Jenner before Bruce was Caitlyn. Like, bro, you can't say when they said that it was not true. It became true. But I'm saying is when you're in the realm of Hollywood and parody, there's no shackles. I don't see anything different with what Sacha Baron Cohen did with Borat versus what Dave Chappelle would do on his stand-up stage. Or versus what?
But see, I'm not challenging. I'm not challenging what he's doing. I'm okay with comedy and him making characters.
Yeah, but that's Sasha taking on that toxic character.
But but wait. You just said it, the toxic character. What do you mean by that? The Kazakhstan? Kazakhstan character?
Borat is toxic, bro.
Right. So why is Kazakhstan a toxic place that deems a Borat character? Like, it's not just Borat. The whole community there is all a bunch of people who sleep with their relatives and are smelly, don't shower. Like, what is the positive of Kazakhstan? I'm asking seriously. What's the joke?
Because I don't know about Kazakhstan.
It's a dirty foreign country that's stupid and
I don't think
sleeps with
itself.
Kazakhstan,
and I don't relegate Borat to Kazakhstan. I don't even think about Kazakhstan.
Oh my God! I do. Jessica Mesh, Kazakhstan's number. It's all through, especially in 2, it becomes even bigger part of the movie. Would you have thought? You're telling me if I told you Kazakhstan, you wouldn't connect it to Borat? Commenters, come on, correct me if I'm wrong. Is there another? Tell me something else that you'd be like, no, Kazakhstan. I think of X. It's Borat. You think of when you think of Kazakhstan.
So what? So all right, and I'm saying in response, so what?
Well, because he's doing an incredibly offensive, negative portrayal of Kazakhstan. Art. But I don't know what the stereotype or the satire is aside from what's the problem? Kazakhstan is not. I'm confused. I'm confused. Kazakhstan is using Borat phrase very nice to help the country with tourism. The reports are that Kazakhstan is embracing Borat. Well, send me that link. That's fascinating. But this article is what I'm reading of these, and this could be a small community that's complaining.
That's a whole other level that I would talk about with their hypocrisy, man. Because where y'all at for Borat 1, you beaches? This is only an article because of the society we live in today, bro. People feel so offended off the smallest, minute thing that now it's a problem. Oh my God, we as a country deserve an apology. That's like saying apologize to America because you say we're all fat, even though I am fat. Apologize to America because you say we're all dumb. Apologize to America because you say we're lazy. Like, what is this? We are so soft as a freaking society, bro. The whole reason why I was even excited or even thinking about watching Borat 2 was because like it goes against that status quo. It goes against that PC bullshit ideology, right?
It totally does, and I'm not criticizing that. Like I love that he hits everybody. My only, and it's interesting because thank you for pointing this out, Mark, because this is a fascinating thing. My only comment was just this fact of like, it is pretty offensive to Kazakhstan. Like it is. At the end, he sort of tries to make it good, but I do feel like they do completely belittle and make up some weird things about Kazakhstan that I can see why people would be upset.
If people who watch Borat believe Kazakhstan is the place he's talking about.
Oh, dude, come on! People are dumb, man. Of course.
All right, then that's
of course they do.
Then freak them. Then freak them. Why do we care about what they think?
But I'm just saying, if you were Kazakh and you're like, that's what it's the Apu argument, and I fought against that because I thought my frustration with the Apu argument was all the people who were complaining about Apu didn't actually watch the show. Because the character was more than a stereotype.
The character cornerstone of Simpsons.
Correct. The character is one of the nicest, most loving, one of the only positive characters I would argue in that whole world.
Right,
they actually created a well-defined character. He's a vegetarian. They're spiritual. Like there's so much amazing stuff to Apu that I just got frustrated because they're removing a character that's actually a really well-rounded, nice, smart character that just decides to work in a Quickie Mart and has an accent. And there are people like that in America. Like it's a truth. And so the problem is like I always had a problem with that argument just because I'm like, granted, it's not my. I can't be offended because I'm not of his descent. But it's like in this Kazakhstan argument, I can see the argument because I'm like, all right, well, what's the positive in Borat? There isn't really. He's an idiot. He's a racist. He talks about sleeping with his cousins and stuff. Like there's no like thing to fall back on where I can say, well, no, Apu at least is actually Kazakhstan. The portrayal of Kazakhstan is pretty bad. Is all I'm saying.
I don't think you're gonna find people in Kazakhstan who are walking around in regular society who just hate Borat.
Well, I mean, they are. They're saying it right here. Is what I'm saying.
This is Variety. This is
this community group. The Kazakh American Association slammed the sequel. Granted, who is this guy?
Kazakhstan American Association.
Kakor Nortus is a Los Angeles-based Kazakh native who's and he says all this stuff. But hold on, before
LA-based Kazakh native.
Here's what's interesting, Myra. Thank you for pointing this out because this is interesting. Kazakhstan banned the first movie. So they were offended by the first movie. Now the country is adopting its very nice catchphrase in a new tourism ad. Very nice. Come to Kazakhstan. I'm not going to play the audio, but yeah, I mean this looks beautiful. It doesn't look like.
Oh, look, he said it. Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. I mean, good for them, but yeah, this doesn't look like Borat. I know. It's like good on them. It's not like is he going to say it there too?
You really gonna get mad at one man for making a country look bad?
That's actually very nice.
That's actually very nice. See, good on them. This is how you embrace it and not just be like you said.
That's what I'm saying. And here we have this stupid article by these SJW pieces want an apology on the behalf of a country.
Nice.
See, but do you know what they're doing? See what they're doing smartly? They're doing it in like realistic. They're like, no, they're using it's not very nice. It's like, no, it's actually very nice. And they're saying it like normal people doing it in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, very nice because they have to do this ad because everyone thinks it's a shithole country with.
Do this ad. Why are they doing it with the very nice? You could have did this ad without the very nice, and it shows how beautiful Kazakhstan is.
Well, because they're smartly embracing the joke, but they're also pointing out the reality.
Because Kazakh tourism are not butthurt pieces of shit like that federation you named earlier that's in this article.
I'm going to look these people up.
People just want to write some. There's probably 5 people in a dungeon calling themselves the Unity. Come on. And based in L.A.? Come on. Who are these people?
I'm looking it up while we're talking.
You can't let these fools speak for a nation. Who are these guys? You're based in L.A.? You probably don't even live in Kazakhstan.
Let's see.
This ain't even coming out of there.
Kazakh American Alliance? No, that's a different one. That's not them.
Based
the
out of Los
American
Angeles.
Association. All right, here's the Facebook group. They have 16,000 members, so there you go.
Nice. How many people are in Kazakhstan?
Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Based out of LA.
Would you
And
like to
look at that,
please?
look.
They wrote about us in the Daily Mail, and most importantly, read the comments. They write that we have done very wisely using the film for ourselves instead of being angry and offended. Many people write that they would like to visit Kazakhstan. Very few negative reviews, and they are not Kazakhs. But foreigners defend our rights while right the country is very beautiful and. They hear example. Very sorry for those who had negative experience through the first part, especially children, but in general, not so bad. I believe that is more important for us to solve, more pressing in our country, fight for their rights inside the country, raise the most, blah, 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 blah. Then no one can compare us with a picture from Borat. I hope this post will cheer up anybody. Yeah, bravo, Aaliyah. So there are people in this community who clearly are like, look, we got to embrace this and use it. Let's make it our own versus not. And I bet you Sacha Baron Cohen would probably come unite that. I bet you they could get the real Sacha Baron Cohen to show up and do it. That would be a smart move on his part to show up and go, hey, actually, this is very nice. If he showed up out of character to say that in one of their future ads, that would be a cool full circle way to do it. I can't read this. But yeah, anyway, the point being, all right, there you go. So I guess there's just a few grumpy people who are upset.
Yes.
And
it's just like America, bro. People think that we hate white men. If the rest of the world looks at America, they don't like the white man right now. Did you know that? I read in the paper Variety. They don't like the white man. It's Black Lives Matter, black man, white woman.
Are you trying to be Borat with the accent? What's going on?
No, I'm just
you're doing your own
South
character.
American.
This is another a racist Jody character. Keep going.
Exactly. This is another ethnic character. It's in America. It's the white man no good. And I'm like, okay, that's how you would look at us if you go by headlines. And then if you look at America, there are a lot of us who hate the stigma that white men are bad. Women are more powerful than white men. Black is better than everything on the Me Too movement. Women over men. But this is bullshit, bro. Like, you can't go by what the media is very powerful. And that's why I said social media is a problem, bro. Because you can paint a picture of something that ain't really there.
Yeah, fair enough. And look, I still stand by the fact they admitted it. There was an offensive stereotype, and I still stand by the fact that Sacha Baron Cohen is a bit of a hypocrite because he's totally trying to, he's out there, trying to stop hate and lies, but he's out there creating a completely dishonest version of what this country is. He could have just made up a country and it would have been solved. But I think he did it.
I'm going to be honest, bro.
I think he did it, though, Jody, just because he knew, nobody knows what Kazakhstan is. I'm just going to pick one of those small little countries and pretend to be like a dumb foreigner from that country. And he got away with it the first time. And now in 2020, it is just weird because it's like you'd think that would be no, you can't do that today. So he tried to make the character better and whatnot. But still, my point is, I still think it was offensive to Kazakhstan. Some people have a right to be offended by that one. However, I applaud these guys because this tourism bureau, beautiful. That is how you do it. Turn it and make it your own and actually turn it into a positive is a perfect way to end this and wrap this up. Go ahead. What was the last thing you're going to say?
I'm going to say, looking at the two examples you gave here, we had two examples. And I'm in the middle. And this is my honest opinion. Reading that article about how bad he made Kazakhstan look, I don't want to ever go there. I don't even want to go to a country that is offended by one movie. I'm like, I miss me with that whack place. But looking at this Kazakh tourism, seeing how they're embracing it, very nice, very nice. Now, looking at that, I would want to go there now. You see how that works? And I'm just saying, the freaking media is a motherfucker.
There you go. Andy being an SJW is weird. I'm not trying to be an SJW. I can see when certain things are offensive. Doesn't mean everything's offensive. I don't think Borat the movie, especially Borat 2, was offensive. But when I see that people are complaining about it, which I think now that we've shown it's a small group of people that are offended by it, I can see, though, why it's unfair and kind of messed up to Kazakhstan. There's no positive to the character of Borat. He's racist, sleeps with his family, looks like the most dirtiest place in the world. They shot in Romania and apparently found the mountains and dirty parts of Romania he just makes it look like, watch the movies again. They do not put Kazakhstan in a good light. By the end of 2, they try to fix it, but still they're mocking this sort of these foreigners. And so that's what it's about. At the same time, though, I am glad we found this, and thank you, Myra, for sending it over, because that's how you do it. That's, to me, this is a solve. Don't play it victim to it. Use it to your advantage and show what Kazakhstan's really like, and that it is actually very nice. It's not like you think in the dumb movie. Come support us and let people move on. That's how you're going to get the attention. So bravo to the Kazakh Tourism Bureau. Now I'm curious. It looks way better than the movie, and I'd never seen an actual picture of Kazakhstan. I'll be honest.
Nice.
It looks very nice. Clipping this for sure, so you'll watch this over on YouTube if you caught it later. Go check out Jody's Corner over on YouTube as always.
Thanks,
Always
guys.
good to see him. Well, I'll be there tomorrow for Yin and Yang. Wednesdays, he's always here Tuesdays, and I'm live Thursdays. We're going to be doing a screening of this, so become a member. Join us Thursday night. Thanks so much for watching. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Subscribe if you haven't already. This is my new end card. Isn't it pretty? Yeah.
It's sexy.